Hello humans, so BST griefers are an absolute pain, which makes perfect sense because they play the game way more unfair than it already is. While if you have been a victim of the BST scandal, then it will give you a few cheeky ways you can get the upper hand on them, and this guide is mainly for beginners only. Number 1, using RPGs. Basically anything in this section here will be enough to take them out. If you are using bullet weapons such as the combat MG or even the heavy sniper rifle, then you will have a tough time, because there's nothing worse than being face to face with somebody who's in a CEO, spamming bullshot while you're standing there not being able to be in your own CEO, playing with your Gtaonline. So if we are doing this method, it's best to be as far away from them as possible. For example, if you shoot an RPG or a homing launcher at them as they're approaching a corner, or if they are down a long road and you're by a wall, just spam launch some grenades. That'll definitely do the trick. And if they are in your hot tub, then you might have taken it a bit too far, and maybe you give them some mixed signals. Basically, put yourself in a position where they can't easily get you, and you should get them off perfectly. Wait, what did I just say? Who wrote this script? I'll kill ya! Number 2, using RC vehicles. RC vehicles are the ultimate protection against stupid little BST griefers. And if you're thinking about telling me to calm down, then no, I will not, so shut up. The best way of doing this is using an RC vehicle and then running them over faster than they have the time to recover. I know this is an NPC, but he was looking at me funny, okay? And preferably use a vehicle which has machine guns on it too, so when they're slowly getting back up and getting ready to EWO, or whatever the kids call it these days, then you can finish them off. I really need to stop saying that. But be warned, because this plan isn't foolproof. They can take you out straight away with an EMP launcher, but if they don't know how to do that, then I guess it's your lucky day, mate. Number 3, using BST. If you do have a CEO, then what the hell are you doing? You should also use bullshot back at them. Using bullshot back gives you the equal fight if you're against somebody else who's using it. Usually when I'm fighting and I see that they're in a CEO, I'd use BST regardless, especially when they're a massive tryhard. Why? For king and country, that's why. Nobody deserves to be at an unfair advantage on this game, but to be fair, when I look back at it now, this entire game is pretty much pay to win anyway. If you are new to GTA and have no vehicles yet, then you gotta fork out 1 lung and 2 kidneys to even buy an Oppressor Mark II. Anyway, we're kinda going off track here. Practice using BST as fast as you can when you're in a CEO, so this gives you more of an upper hand. Number 4, using weaponized vehicles. Basically, anything that goes boom. You might have noticed that the theme of this video is using explosives. Well, because explosives are pretty damn awesome. Using vehicles such as the Savage, Kanjali, APC or even the Avenger are just a few vehicles which will get the job done nicely. The reason why I mentioned those 4 particular vehicles is because they're super easy to use and very noob friendly. Also, free aiming on the thruster or the Oppressor Mark II is possible. You don't have to use a sniper when you're doing a 1v1 against this cretin. You can do whatever you want to do, and then we can all drink a nice beer and be okay afterwards. Number 5, driving backwards with service vehicles. MOC, Terabyte, and anything that has more explosive resistance than Minecraft's Obsidian is more than enough for you to get a 1-up on these fools. Driving backwards and using pistols or sticky bombs can and will take them out. You do need to be pretty good at free aiming if you're doing this, but if somebody is in the passenger seat and you're playing on console, then welcome to the world of auto aim, baby. And to be fair, even today, surprisingly, auto aim is still frowned upon. You'll be safe driving backwards only because there are no windows in any of these service vehicles, which means the enemy cannot lock onto you either. This can take a bit of practice to execute, well, it did for me anyway, because I'm a bit special, you know what I mean? But just take things slow, take your time, and you should be able to master it. Number 6, use the explosive sniper or the explosive shotgun. So this time this is a bit different. I didn't mention this with explosive weapons earlier because these two do require you to unlock through the bunker. Plus, using said weapons are pretty situational. First of all, it's risky in itself to use an explosive sniper in combat anyway, because you do have a lower magazine and the chance to run out of ammo quicker and not being able to restock ammo on your person. If you are battling somebody on the street and you're both using a sniper rifle, then this can get pretty interesting. First of all, when you snipe somebody that has BST, they won't actually die straight away. Instead, they will flop to the floor like a fish. And once they hit the floor, you best pray that you have 1 more shot left in your magazine, because if you don't, they will get up and probably EWO. What's EWO, you ask? You don't want to know. Now with the explosive shotgun, it is a bit more easier to execute, because when you're being very close in combat in general, it's a very good idea to use this because it's a 1-shot kill type of weapon. You have more bullets in a magazine, and just in general, it's easier to hit targets. Number 7, using the Kasaka guided missiles. The Kasaka with guided missiles is a very safe approach for taking out a BST griefer. It's a bit long-winded, but this video is titled 10 ways to counter them, so if you don't like it, then then go back and do the other 6. Before shooting, you can equip a thermal helmet, and then scoping out the targets is extremely easy. But if the griefer is going for you in particular, this will be harder for you to execute because they probably know where you are already, and what you're up to with your long massive shaft. But like I said before, griefers aren't always the same. Some are way more stupid than others, believe it or not. Number 8, sniping them from very far away with BST. Another long-winded approach, a great way to one-up on somebody is sniping them with thermal when you're very far away. I have covered this topic in a very recent video, so definitely check that out if you want to know more about it, because I don't really want to repeat a previous video in a new video. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. Number 9, use Amani tech vehicles. This doesn't really fall under the RC category, but packing yourself a good car such as the Buffalo or the Virtual will help you a lot in this case. First off, depending on which vehicle you have, you won't show as a blip on the map. If you have bulletproof windows and they've never heard of FMJ for example, then you can easily throw out a sticky bomb and give them the old kaboom. If not, then you can use a vehicle driving backwards and doing that tactic we discussed in tip 5. Again, it does depend on what vehicle you've chosen. And while they're not as safer as the service vehicles, it can work. But to be honest, I'm kind of milking this video dry at this point, because at number 10 we have the Orb Cannon. If you're truly that pathetic but also rich, you can Orb Cannon a BST user, because I can guarantee you right now that their BST won't save them from the power of 1,000 suns. But in my life, I've never heard of anybody who has orbed somebody because they were getting their booty whooped by a BST user. You'd be the first. Well guys, I hope I helped you out a bit, because usually it does take common sense to know how to do these, but because I haven't actually covered this topic yet, I thought today would be the best day to do it. Today's video was a filler. I have got an exciting guide coming out this week. It should be out before the weekend, so please look forward to that. My life has been a bit busy lately, but I haven't forgotten about any of you, because realistically, how could I? And with that being said, I will see you all again very soon.